Hi there, Koki Cox here for Friday's 3 for 3. Welcome to this Friday's edition of the September 22nd, 2023, 3 for 3. Weekend review. This week was about Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, as it has been for many, many, many months in terms of Fed hikes. As you may or may not know, we did hold steady. And as you'll read in this week's report, are braced for potentially one more rate hike between now and the end of the year. Yet I'll also echo weeks past sentiments as well as what's in the report this week that we will be probably not seeing any cuts until mid to late year next year. The four cuts that were estimated have now been reduced to the number of two potentially to be seen for next year. So that's affected markets. And, I keep talking about this being a historically weak month, September, the month of September in the market. And that has held true so far through September. But we're 3 weeks through. So we're almost to October. So hang tight. True to fashion, we're going to start with winners and losers. You'll see on the top of the list, CSX, United Health, one of our ETFs, the Alarian MLF ETF. Side note, we did add an additional exchange traded fund that holds multiple or rather multiple MLPs, which are master limited partnerships. Additional sidebar, Bill Gross on stage touted that this is where he would be invested. Would be his pick of where to invest this year and beyond. So for what that's worth. Also winners on our list, you'll see also IBM, Dover, and Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health was really sixth, but I gave them an honorable mention at up 1.62 for the week versus that of Dover Corporation of up 1.63. With the winners this week, I think it's worth mentioning that while CSX and United Health were the top two winners of the portfolio this week, and I do think I should mention of approximately 70 holdings in the portfolio, two-thirds of our portfolio this week were above that of the S&P 500. So two-thirds of the portfolio outperformed that of the S&P 500 this week. That said, even though we've got all these winners, when you look at CSX and UNH, United Healthcare topping the list, you'll also note that their year-to-date performance is abysmal. So it's sometimes winners are if you lift the hood and you look closer, they're not exactly what they appear to be. CSX, UNH, and also another Lockheed Martin are on our watch list right now within the equity income portfolio. Switching to that of our losers, you will see that it's the home building space and just the slowdown in housing starts has started to trickle down and affect companies like Lowe's and Home Depot. You'll also see Eli Lilly and a new addition to our Aristocrats portfolio, or Nucor Steel, is also on our losers this week. We know it's just a week. So that said, we're going to move on to Let's Grow. How are we growing this week? I want to give you a fun story. I talked to somebody yesterday and a nice little referral. And she led with, well, you're a fiduciary, right? Sort of very aggressively, very matter of fact. And that's a perfect day because it has been a long time coming that investors at large start demanding fiduciary advice. So I think it's very important that you do realize that we at AlphaVest are fiduciaries. We always have been. Really, at the heart of it, what this means is we are held to a much higher standard than other advisors out there. It's still sort of sad that any other advice is even allowed on Wall Street or in the investment community, but it is. So demand to always work with a fiduciary. That's important. But the soundbite for today and Let's Grow is one that it's just interesting that our industry doesn't mandate this, that your advisor be held to the highest standard. And the fiduciary standard is that I have to make decisions that are in the best interest of you above that of my own. What does that also mean? It means we don't have any conflicts of interest. We don't charge commissions, or we don't earn any fees on any of the products. We can't sell a product. And there's a staggering number that over $17 billion in excess fees and expenses are what leave the hands of investors on account of non-fiduciary advice. So that's a big number affecting portfolios across the globe. So demand fiduciary. Moving on to fun facts. Who knew? I really didn't realize that Jane Goodall, just an icon, and she takes exception to the fact of being called an icon, but she is indeed. Jane Goodall was in Charleston, South Carolina this week, and we held a small client event where we got to see her live and in person. And who knew that she was 89 years old? And more than that, it is just so impressive and inspiring that she travels and speaks and has over 300 engagements on a 365-day calendar year. How about that? She really inspired the audience with her sense of hope as a community, not singular hope, but she's very hopeful as a community and really imparted that she um, believes in the power of each individual being able to impact this planet that we live on. So there's more to be extracted in this document, and we've got a great little video for you to watch if you've subscribed to the 3 for 3. Some really good nuggets to carry you into your weekend. So from Charleston, thank you for joining us this Friday, and make it a perfect week.